Since the past few months, I have been working and working and working. I am non-stop constantly on something. And recently it's put me in a position where I am really unfulfilled. In the back of my mind, I just feel like something is missing and I just do not know why I'm working so hard in the first place. And no, this is not one of those videos where I'm gonna be telling you like, oh no, you shouldn't be working this hard, like, oh, you just should manifest stuff, because I know, yes, manifestation works, but what goes into it is also really being aware of your behaviors and your actions and the reasoning behind the actions that you take. And I feel like that was just something I was not focusing on because for whatever reason, life got busy and I just did not seem to have prioritized this aspect of my life. So recently, to fix that and to fix this void in my heart about, okay, I'm working so hard, I have more money than I used to have in the past, and I'm still unfulfilled, I'm still lost, I still just do not understand why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I need to be doing in the future. So I went ahead and designed a 30-day financial journaling challenge. And that is what I'm going to be talking about over the course of the next few weeks and really break down what I'm learning as I go through the challenge. Today marks day 7, which means I have 7 different days worth of entries about my financial behaviors. Hi, my name is Ash and I'm just another relatable girl that's figuring her life out in terms of money, personal growth, and career, and showing you my journey from scratch to becoming the most successful and the most financially free version of myself, who's gonna be, by the way, incredibly wealthy. Okay, so how this basically works is I've broken it down in 4 different sections of the month, and every week I focus on something different related to money. So the first week was about money awareness, and that's what we're going to talk about. What do I mean by money awareness? I mean really the background mindset and those unnoticed habits, patterns, or those thoughts that just go inside your head every single time you do anything related to money. Maybe that is like when you are swiping the credit card. What is really going into the head of yours? Like, why did you make that purchase? Were you okay with it, or were you just getting by? Did you have thoughts like, oh, is my card gonna decline? Or did you have thoughts about like, oh, it's fine, it's not gonna add up to that much, etc.? All of those questions are important because they reflect what I have learned, your money mindset. I'm gonna literally sit down with a journal I have been journaling in since the past 7 days, because it's been 7 days, and I'm gonna take one question from each day and talk about it. I will literally share what's been going on in my head and what are my money behaviors, so that you, first of all, know that you're not alone if you're feeling the same way, and second, how much this just helps and all the things that it made me realize. Okay, so let's get right into it. I answered 3 questions every single day, and from day 1, my favorite question was, where did I first learn about saving or spending? If I ever did so. The reason why this question stuck to me the most is it made me pause and really think. I have been in a position where I constantly had blamed myself for spending more than what I have budgeted, but I haven't even budgeted a proper number of money. And the reason behind it is I'm not really trying to budget. I'm just trying to repeat the cycle of, oh no, I need to keep saving and keep saving and keep saving. And that is a generational curse. That is a poverty mindset. That is something that people who do not have enough would do. And I am going to have enough. If you really want to have enough, you have to act like you're gonna have enough. You can't be acting every single second like, oh no, I'm not gonna have enough. It's literally poverty mindset. Like, you have to get out of it. You have to do it consciously. And this question really made me get to it when I said, officially, never. I have never really learned how to save or spend. Nobody ever taught me because nobody knew how to. And I just watched my mom save and save and save to meet needs and never spend on anything for herself or anything extra or anything called splurging. She was just so busy surviving that she had no time to really live. And that is not my life that I want to live. I want to make others live. If I eat, others eat. And they eat fully. Like their stomachs are bloated kind of fully, right? Like that's what I want. And all those reflections came because of this question. So if you relate or really think about it, where did you ever first learn about saving or spending? Did you properly learn how to save or spend? What do you know about it? Day 2. How do I usually make my spending decisions? Logically or emotionally? And again, this is literally what I talked about. Poverty mindset. As soon as my bank account started hitting the money, even if it's a little more, right? Like not incredibly more, but a little more. As soon as it started hitting more than what my brain is used to seeing, it immediately went like, oh, I don't know what to do with all this money. I've never really used it because I was so busy saving from what I had that I did not even think if I had more, what am I gonna do with it? So now all this money is just sitting there and I'm getting anxious because it's just sitting there and I could lose it anytime. I have money anxiety. And this question made me realize it. How does it affect my spending decision? Because emotionally, my mind is scared. I'm scared to have this much money in front of me because I don't know what to do with it. So what do? I get rid of it. How? I just spend on anything and everything, whatever's available. And I end up losing so much money. I end up spending so much money that some months in the past, I have lived paycheck to paycheck. That's what most people get into. Most people have money anxiety. For those people, this question, really take your time with it. Day 3, I have 3 questions. And I know I'm making an exception because this is just so important and I cannot choose one. Number 1, what does financial stability mean to me? In my particular response, I gave an example. But what I came up with it is I want to make extravagant splurging decisions without it affecting my bills or my generational wealth. What do I mean by it? If right now it's 10 p.m., I want to be able to book a 2 a.m. flight, even if it's a little extra, and just go to that 2-day trip. Like, no worries, no tension. I want to feel like, oh, I have this $3,000 just sitting and I don't know what to do with it. I might as well just spend on something that I really want to do, which is have experiences. How do I know this? I'll tell you in the future questions. Number 2 from day 3 is, how would I describe my current financial situation in 1 sentence? The reason why I said 1 sentence is because sometimes we just start writing too much and it helps. But for me, I'm the kind of person who just wants to summarize things and really reflect on it, think on it in my head. Like I don't like to write much, so I just think about it, but I still need something to refer to. What I said is earning more, but spending more too. And this made me realize that I was actually bothered because I was spending so much more as a result of not knowing what to do with that money. I just know for a fact that a lot of people relate to this. As soon as you get a promotion, as soon as you get a bonus, you're like, okay, what's the first way to spend this? Like your mind is just trying to get rid of that money because it's not used to it. And you're not allowing yourself to believe that you deserve to have all this money just sitting with you, being under your name, being under your control. You let it control you instead. Number 3 out of day 3 is, when was the last time I felt in control of my finances? For me, I need a financial cushion, which I'm currently working on. At one point in my life, I had made it a good thing that I had a financial cushion. And that's because I'm a very proactive person. I like to be prepared for things, call it like whatever, but I like to be prepared for things. And if an emergency shows up, something God forbid happens, I want to be able to take care of it without it affecting me and putting me in a position like I don't know how I'm gonna get food tomorrow on my table. That's another reflection question that could be really helpful. From day 4, my favorite question was, what does my current spending, say about my priorities? Does it align with the life that I'm going toward? A classic, I just made it focused on money. So what I answered for this question was, I spend on food, which is not healthy because it's convenient when I am feeling incredibly tired with all the work that I have to do. Now, yes, I see that I'm prioritizing my hunger, and obviously everyone should, But this question also made me look deeper. It made me really think about, okay, when am I making the things that I'm making my priority a priority? And I really looked at the blocks of the time periods where I like just swipe my card and be like, oh, I want this cheeseburger. That was when I had time to sit down and not really do anything. So you know those 30 minutes before work, sometimes you just get ready early and you just have nothing else to do. Because if you start something, it's not gonna be enough time to finish it. But now you have this time period where you have nothing to do. So you do something, you find something, you cannot sit still. So that was when I used to spend the most. Now, how can I reprioritize that stuff? So I went a step ahead and kind of answered that question. But this really puts people in their place and like makes them feel like grounded when it comes to like what it is really that I'm spending on. So open that bank account and really, really look into this question. Day 5. How do I usually deal with my money anxiety? Now, as you can tell, some people do not have money anxiety. Some people are money avoidant. I'm money anxious. I really sat down and reflected, and that's why I was able to answer a couple of questions earlier in this video. The way I usually deal with it, which just wasn't working and left me in this place in the first place, was I try to cut back. I try to lower down my imaginary budget and just not spend. Like, I really try to like push myself back into that mindset, like, oh, I could lose all of this anytime. I should constantly just be saving and not spending. Understand how important this question is. If you are money avoidant, change this question to how do you usually deal with your money avoidance, and look at the actions that reflect that. But if you're money anxious, I feel like this is really also a very nice question to kind of sit down and really put your head into, because this is where you break the habits, which is what we're going to talk about next week. Day 6. This one is another classic. What are my top 3 financial goals right now, and why do these matter to me personally? Very broad question, another one of those broad questions, but really personalize, sit down to yourself and your finances. Even though I don't follow these goals right in this second, I talked or I answered as if I do. And the reason why this really manifests itself into reality, a little bit about manifestation, because yes, I said, what are my top 3 goals right now? But I answered as if I'm already doing it, even though I'm not doing it right now. So I answered as my future ideal self. That just helped me really put things into reflection. So every single time I look back at it, I'm like, am I doing this, check, check, check. All right, great. I am feeling a little more financially safe. And then I went a step ahead and I said, okay, why does this matter to me personally? And I gave myself reasonings. So it just helps you really, because when you have a why, you're much more inclined to stay with whatever you are working on, because that why is yours, because it matters to you. It's not because somebody else told you to do so. Let's get to an end and come to question 7. Who inspires me financially and why? For someone who is gonna be the first person to kind of break generational wealth, this is not an easy question to answer, because you just do not have enough examples of who is financially smart. Like, people that you've been around, people that have raised you or given you values, etc., all those habits that you have taken into account of, they're not where you want to be. So how do you answer this question, right? Now, the solution that I came up with is the internet. I constantly read books from people, certain people. Talk about them. Talk about the people who you want to be. Like, talk about the people, even if it's like a coworker that you have worked with one time, but they're in your position, right? Like, in your career, you would be evaluating the people that are in the place where you want to be. So this question really is just that, but for financial stuff. So who is doing, even if it's as simple as, oh, somebody's taking into account their credit utilization along with their credit score. They always talk about it. Okay, they inspired me to do the same. Now I know more about utilization as well in my credit score. So I'm not going to be spending so much money that my credit score comes down. But that they inspire me to do it because they do it, right? That's an example. Write about them. Why? Because of course, they give me a positive outcome out of it. I learned something that is important for my finances. So that is just a suggestion to answer this question. That was the question from day 7. Again, the question was, who inspires me financially and why? And what's the one money habit that I can learn from them? So that was a little bit about my financial journaling. Let me know if you like this video so I know that I should continue making my next week stuff, and what do you like me to add in the next video or not add in the next video or talk more about, etc. I really hope that you watch till the end because I am learning so much from this journaling. I want you to learn so much from this, and I really do hope that you sit down and at least answer these questions anytime that you get within this week. Please just sit down and answer these questions, and trust me, if you are feeling lost and if you're just all over the place with your money, this would give you some insight because it definitely gave me some clarity. Anyways, that's all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please just subscribe or like it so my engagement grows and I could reach more people who are in a similar timeline as me, and let's grow together and become incredibly successful together.